In 1929, Dashiell Hammett created one of the most popular detectives of all time, Sam Spade.
Hello? Yeah, speaking. I thought you were dead. Where? Bush and Stockton. No? 15 minutes? Thanks.
Hammett drew on his own experiences working for the Pinkerton Detective Agency, who had famously been employed to apprehend notorious outlaws, including Jesse James and Butch Cassidy. Hammett had also been stationed in the agency's San Francisco office, and that would be the setting for much of his work. His earliest publications would be in Black Mask, one of the most influential pulp magazines at the time, and his first major character was the Continental Op, private investigator whose real name is never given. In 1923, Hammett began to serialize the Maltese Falcon, which featured his new private investigator, who would have a name this time, Sam Spade. The story proved exceedingly popular and was published as a novel the following year. Spade became the definitive figure of the new hard-boiled genre of crime fiction, where detectives are often anti-heroes going up against the figures in organized crime that had been brought to life themselves by the likes of W.R. Burnett and Armitage Trail. My way of learning is to heave a wild and unpredictable monkey wrench into the machinery. The Maltese Falcon would be adapted for the big screen 3 times in quick succession. First in 1931, and then as Satan Met a Lady in 1936 with Bette Davis. But the classic version remains the 1941 film with Humphrey Bogart embodying Sam Spade.
Yes, Abby? No, that'll be all. Just be sure to lock the door behind you on your way out. Good night. $5,000.
You will clasp your hands together at the back of your neck. I intend to search your offices, Mr. Spade. I warn you, if you attempt to prevent me, I shall certainly shoot you.
Go ahead and search.
Will you please come to the center of the room? You have to make certain that you are not armed.
Another master of the burgeoning hard-boiled genre would be James M. Cain, who burst onto the literary scene with The Postman Always Rings Twice in 1934. The novel, which sees a drifter named Frank begin an affair with a married woman named Cora, was extremely controversial at the time. The lovers plot to murder her husband and manage to evade justice for their actions. But Cora later dies in an accident, for which Frank takes the blame. And in doing so, the peculiar title for the novel is explained, and Cain completes his story with his usual dose of punishment for his devious characters.
You know, there's something about this that's like, well, it's like you're expecting a letter that you're just crazy to get. And you hang around the front door for fear you might not hear him ring. You never realize that he always rings twice.
What's that?
He rang twice for Cora. And now he's ringing twice for me, isn't he?
That's about it.
The truth is, you always hear him ring the second time. Even if you're way out in the backyard. Father, you were right. It all works out. I guess God knows more about these things than we do. Somehow or other, Cora paid for Nick's life with hers. And now I'm going to.
Cain continued with femme fatales looking to have their husbands killed off with Double Indemnity in 1936. In this case, Cain dishes out his punishment not by an accident, but by the two scheming lovers turning on each other. It too would lead to a successful film adaptation, and in the process, the hardboiled genre in literature was quickly becoming the basis of a new genre in cinema, film noir.
I loved you, Walter, and I hated him. But I wasn't going to do anything about it, not until I met you. You planned the whole thing. I only wanted him dead.
I'm the one that fixed it so he was dead. Is that what you're telling me?
And nobody's pulling out. We went into this together and we're coming out at the end together. It's straight down the line for both of us. Remember?
Yes, I remembered. Just like I remembered what you had told me, Keys. About that trolley car ride. How there was no getting off till the end of the line. Where the cemetery was. And then I got to thinking what cemeteries are for. They're to put dead people in. I guess that was the first time I ever thought about Phyllis that way. Dead, I mean.
One of the screenwriters of Double Indemnity was Raymond Chandler, another icon of the hard-boiled oeuvre himself. Like Dashiell Hammett before him, he got his break writing short stories for Black Mask magazine. It was there that he created another of the great private detectives, Philip Marlowe. Chandler's hard-drinking and no-nonsense figure was transferred into the author's debut novel, The Big Sleep, which started a long-running series that included Farewell, My Lovely, The Lady in the Lake, and The Long Goodbye. When it came time to bring Marlowe to the screen, it would be Humphrey Bogart who took on the challenge once again in The Big Sleep, where he starred opposite his wife, Lauren Bacall.
There behind the wheel.
Over here, Canino.
That looks like the key. I'll have to take his car.